It was effective immediately. So I'm in an Airbnb. With my current financial goals, I am moving to... Hi guys, welcome back to another life update, moving update, annual video. I make this video every 6 months. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jill, I'm 23, currently living in West Palm Beach until after this video. As you can see by the title, we are moving, we're leaving Florida. A lot is happening. I quit my job, a lot is happening, okay? We're gonna talk about it. I have a cold brew here. I'm tired today. It's been a long week. You will see in the upcoming vlogs. I've already filmed the moving vlogs, so if you're wondering like, where are you? I'm in an Airbnb right now. I know it's very random background. I'm in an Airbnb. I am here in the middle of the moving across the country. We're gonna talk about it, okay? But we had to move out of the apartment. We're in the middle of the move. I'm in the middle of this whole thing, and then I gotta finish the move. So we're gonna chat all about it in this video, but like I said, if you are new here, hi, I'm Jill, I'm 23, currently living in West Palm Beach, Florida, but I'm about to move out of West Palm Beach, Florida, and that is what we're gonna talk about today. Oh, so good. So I always start with like the biggest question I feel like everybody has. Like I answer it right off the bat. Here's how I look at it. If you wanna stay, you're gonna watch the video. I'm not gonna put everything at the end of the video. I'm gonna put it right at the beginning and I'm gonna tell you what's going on, and then at the end I'll tell you how I'm feeling, because not everybody gives a shit about it, and that's fine. I get it. Do we journal? No. Okay, I am moving to Colorado. Very odd, very random. I never thought I'd be out west again. I told myself I would never be out west again, but you know, life happens, things happen, and we go with the flow. An opportunity presented itself and we decided to take it. So that is where I am moving. I'm moving to the Denver area. I'm not gonna get too specific. It is a very large state. But if you have any recs in the Denver area, please let me know. Hiking, restaurants, coffee, food. I just said restaurants, workouts. Please let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. But yeah, we're gonna talk all about it right now. So I guess let's start. We're gonna like work our way from like back to front in the order of like timeline of how things are going. Like I'm gonna talk to you about like why Colorado, and then then we'll go backwards and talk about like why we're leaving Florida, if that makes sense. And then back again and talk about my thoughts. Cause usually, you know, you would think like, talk about how I'm feeling, then why we're moving out of Florida, and then where we're moving. But because I feel like you guys want to know the new and like what's happening next first, that's what we're going to talk about first. So moving to Colorado, why we're moving, how it even happened in the first place. So I'm not gonna like sit here and say like, oh, I've always wanted to move to Colorado. I literally have never wanted to move out west in my life. I have once before. We were in Flagstaff, Arizona for the summer. Also, if you're new, I should say I work full-time seasonally in hospitality. So full-time work, I travel with the tourists. When the snowbirds go up north, I go up north. When they go down south, I go down south. Usually how it works with like most places, unless you're in like a climate where it doesn't change too much, but like in the US specifically, it's very, very much like a back and forth type industry. Like for example, I'm from Rhode Island. I could not live in Rhode Island if I'm doing this job unless I like am okay with having, you know, less income, more time off in the winter, because that's when there's no business and when nothing is happening. So I decided to leave and just travel when and with the business. So Colorado kind of just came out of nowhere, if I'm being honest. We have some people we know who are living out there, who are working out there, and that is why and how we kind of got the jobs that we got and why the opportunity presented itself the way it did. Someone that we're gonna be working with currently works out there, and he kind of just asked us like, hey, would you be interested in coming out here? I can have housing for you, staff housing. If you guys are new around here, I've been living in staff housing in Florida. I'll have housing for you, you'll have a job, you'll be working full time. For a while, we were kind of back and forth on it because we didn't know if we wanted to be working seasonally, because it's honestly so exhausting. I'm very tired of moving back and forth. I'm like, what I'm doing in this moment, I am exhausted. I am tired of it. However, as I said, when an opportunity presents itself and it makes sense for you in the moment, sometimes you just have to roll with it and just kind of go with it. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell, why we picked Colorado. I didn't want to go out there for like the weather or because it's in the mountains, or really I'm moving because of this job. Like I don't really care about like the weather and like what's happening over there. I'm sure it's gonna be beautiful. I'm actually looking forward to it because it is different from being on the East Coast. I think it'll be really cool to be somewhere different. Again, it'll be cool to be in the weather, like different weather. It'll be cool to be in the mountains and in a different climate and to be doing hikes and runs and different activities. That's gonna be really cool, but that wasn't like our driving force for deciding to move. However, I have always heard amazing things about Colorado. I've never been there. Like, you're probably like, how the hell are you moving to somewhere you've never been, never visited, never seen the apartment we're moving into? But this is not the first time we've done this. If you've been around for a while, like I said, I work seasonally in hospitality, so we always are moving for our jobs. That is always why we're moving. It's not because like I've always dreamed of living in this state or this city or something like that. I'm very curious though to see what it's gonna be like. I am excited. When we were in Flagstaff, Arizona, I wasn't in the greatest of like mental states, if that makes sense. I was kind of like going through it a little bit, and I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I will now. I'm kind of picturing somewhat like Flagstaff. It's gonna be like a mountain town with like the different breweries. That's kind of like what I'm picturing. I'm also picturing a lot of like fun sports because you hear so many great things about Colorado with the sports in the summer and in the winter. I just think it's gonna be way more chill too in comparison to being on the East Coast. The East Coast is not chill. Like we're not chill here, and I'm happy to be a part of the not chill people. I love it. However, I think that being in a workplace where it is more chill, specifically work, will be very good for me mentally. So that's kind of why we're moving to Colorado. There's really not a long explanation to it. It's just kind of like an opportunity presented itself. We knew someone there who offered us a job. I have interviewed with them before. It's not as if like I've never, like I just, I knew someone, so I just got my way in. I've interviewed before. Tyron has worked with these people for years, so very familiar with each other's like way of working, and that's it. So we accepted the jobs. We made this decision, I want to say about a month ago. We were back and forth for a long time. It was an easy segue into like moving out of Florida and like why and how and all the things. So if you're new here, as I said, again, seasonally hospitality, but I've been back and forth between Florida twice now. So I was in Arizona, moved to West Palm Beach, left to move back to Rhode Island for the summer to work seasonally at another place there, and then I moved back here, and here we are now, and then now we're gonna be leaving. So this year we were kind of playing with the idea of staying full-time in Florida. It made sense for the job we were working at. We were getting paid good money in comparison to a lot of other places that we could have been working. At this point, we knew the people, we knew the job, we were good at it. I personally had potential for growth at this job. Tyron, not so much. He was trying to wear a pair of shoes that he's outgrown. Me, on the other hand, I have a bit less experience in the hospitality world, so I would have been moving into more of like an admin role, just like kind of learning more that side of things. But when we decided to leave was because right now we're in staff housing. When you're in staff housing, I talk about it a lot, you don't have like a year-long lease and you don't own a home. You are in an apartment that the workplace finds for you, and because you are living with roommates, it just is cheaper. They provide furniture, the basics, the bare minimum of everything, but it's still not like you have to go out and buy a couch and buy all these things that do cost quite a bit of money. Living in staff housing is so much cheaper because utilities are all included. Rent is so much cheaper because one, you are living with other people. It's kind of part of the deal. Like when you do work seasonally, it's part of why people do accept the jobs, is because they are gonna have a place to live. That was really the main point. It's not like we're getting paid like a ton more money or something out there. We're actually not. I'm hoping it evens out, honestly. With my current financial goals, it just makes sense to have this cheaper housing still, because we could go anywhere and work anywhere and live anywhere, but it is so expensive. And when you work in hospitality, you're not making like the biggest bucks, Your camera just filled up the storage. Sorry if this angle changed a little bit. Hopefully it's an even better angle, but that's pretty much why we decided to go elsewhere. It just made the most sense. Did plan on leaving towards the end of May. We had a date set for like the last week in May. We ended up deciding to leave early. It was a bit of a last minute, on the whim kind of decision. I don't really want to talk too much about it because I feel like there's just certain things I respectfully shouldn't share. However, it was the best decision that could have been made for us, I think. I say us because myself and Tyron are involved in this because we work together. Like I said, the place that I was working before, there could have been some personal growth for me, but at the end of the day, it just made the most sense for us to leave. For like, if we were to stay full-time, we'd have to get an apartment, we'd have to get furniture, and we'd be doing that in the off season, which means you're making less money because it's not when it's busy, and when you rely on income coming in, and it goes down quite a bit in the summertime if you stay in Florida. It doesn't make sense to be signing a lease, getting furniture. It just doesn't make sense. And you guys know kind of like about my debt journey, my debt payoff journey, some financial goals I have. We have very big financial goals this year, and I always talk about that. So it wouldn't make sense to kind of go backwards and take on more bills and debt. Even if we're not like making a lot more, we're not spending more, if that makes sense. So of course I would love to like stay in Florida, have my own space here. Like I loved it. If there's room for growth in my career, like my work, that's wonderful. But if it doesn't make sense for my immediate goals that will help me in the future, it didn't make sense in my head to stick it out. That is kind of why we decided to leave Florida. Like I said, we planned on leaving at a later date, but because of just how things unfolded, and I'm not really gonna talk about, we ended up leaving like on a whim. Like it was just like decided, and I did put in my resignation. It was effective immediately. So kind of what happened. And then we packed up the apartment, and now we are here in this Airbnb in West Palm Beach, and we leave tomorrow for Colorado. So don't worry, you will be seeing all the moving vlogs obviously, but I did want to just sit down and make a video to update you because the last vlog I posted was me in like Miami, and then like prepping for the work week, and like I said in that video, I'm gonna film a week in my life, like of just like me working all my doubles, and I had started that, and then just one day, you know, it's so funny because the day that everything kind of happened, I was vlogging, and I decided not to vlog that day. For some reason, I said to myself, like, no, like maybe you'll pick it up tomorrow, but like just don't vlog today. It's not a good idea to vlog. We're moving right into the moving vlogs. It was very abrupt. That's why I'm making this video. I also wanted to do this video like way before now, but because of how things were kind of like all over the place, we like weren't sure if we were leaving Florida, then we decided to. And then like I wasn't sure if it was like we were gonna end up getting our own apartment and like going all in Florida, or if we were gonna leave and do another work season somewhere else. Like I didn't know. So it's like I said, we made this decision like maybe a month ago. I thought I would have more time in the next few weeks, but because we are leaving now, I'm filming it now. So that is that. I don't think there's too much else to say about it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll answer them below. I'm trying to like pre-guess some things that you might be asking. Maybe you're thinking like, why don't you move back home to Rhode Island like I did last summer? For a long time, I always have like two heads with this. Like part of me wants to move back home so bad, and the other part of me, because I miss my family. Like I miss New England. There's nothing like it. It will always have my heart. Like there is nothing like it, and I don't, you know, it's crazy because for so long I wanted to leave my hometown, and when I finally did, and I've traveled to so many places, I've lived in so many places, I've realized like things I just really love about my home. But at the same time, now that I have left, because I am from like such a small town, and it's just a very different lifestyle than like living close to a city and with a bunch of strangers basically. Like you don't really know the people around you, whereas like back home, you know all the neighbors and everybody knows each other's names and the life stories, and there's one high school in the town. Like I told myself that if I do move back, if I ever decide to move back, or when I decide to move back, I am going to be very financially comfortable. I will own a home. I will be working for myself in some capacity. I don't want to like go back home and have to struggle, and maybe that sounds silly to a lot of people, but I don't know. I want to go back home knowing that like I left for a reason, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to move back home to be the same as I was when I was 18. Like if I ever move back, I want to have like accomplished things for myself, to have done different things for myself, and I do think that will happen at some point. I just don't think that now is the time. And it's so weird because everywhere I'm moving now, I know it's temporary and I have no interest in like, staying long-term in these places. Like West Palm, I loved it. I think Florida is a wonderful place for like even a few years. Like even if we were here for a few years, I would have loved it, but I know it's not for me. Like I know at the end, I will be back in Rhode Island, like or New England somewhere, like I know it for a fact. Just nowhere has resonated with me the same way. And it's crazy because I went back there for the first time last year, for the first time in like a long time, and I never thought I would feel like that. And I like went back and I realized like all the good things. So that is why I'm not moving back home yet. Maybe one day, who knows? It could be in the next 6 months, it could be in the next year, 2 years, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to say about like what's happening now, my thoughts, my feelings, whatever? I'm really sad that I'm not gonna be by the beach this summer. Even if I didn't go all the time, like there's just something about feeling like you're near the ocean. Very different feeling than when you're in the mountains, and I know that because I lived in the mountains for a summer. I'm really hoping that this summer I make the most of it. I do all the things I love doing. I'll be working less for sure than I did this past winter. So I really hope I'm like focusing again on things that are important to me. Like I want to be like going to yoga, working on my YouTube videos. I want to be just having more experiences. I want to be hiking. Because I didn't grow up near the mountains, but I love hiking. I want to be like hiking. I want to be running races. I'm trying to think. I want to hang out with people that I enjoy being around and truly care about, because we're moving with a friend out there. He's been with us on this moving back and forth journey for a while too. So we're moving in with him. It's just gonna be the 3 of us. I did see the apartment. He's really nice. She is very nice, I have to say. They did very good. He called us to show us the other day, or they let me pick like which room I wanted, because I'm the girly with the closet, okay? So I picked the one with the bigger closet. A little bit of a smaller room, but a bigger closet. And it's like not right next to the door. Anyway, I'll show you when we get there. We have a lot of moving vlogs to come though before we get there to that point. You have about 4 videos to watch before getting to that apartment. So we'll talk about it when the time comes, but I'm trying to think of anything else. I am really looking forward to this summer. I told myself too that if I'm not gonna be back home, like where my heart is, I want to explore and enjoy everywhere I go to almost like the fullest extent. Like I feel like I really enjoyed West Palm and Florida. I think I could have done a little more, but the thing is, like, I know Florida's not going anywhere. Florida's like she's like always gonna be in the back pocket. Like if I know that I can rely on Florida, a job, or if I ever need to go on a quick vacation, like I know that I'll be in Florida again. It's not that I'll never come back here. Like I just know it for vacations and things like that. We have a second home in Florida, who knows? But I told myself that, and I told Tyron this too, if we are gonna work seasonally somewhere and have to be away from, one, really important for us, the people we love. He's away from his family, he's in the US. I'm away from my family's in New England. I said that if we are going to be away from family and the places that we really want to be, which is Rhode Island and Cape Town, which is so funny because like I never thought we would end up or want to end up like where we're from, but I guess we do. But if we aren't going to be there because of other goals we have, like our financial goals and things, I want to use this time, like before settling down, before having a family, all these things, to really enjoy the places I go, to fully explore, to be a 23-year-old just like having fun where we go and just trying to be the best version of who I want to be and like work on my goals. I want to explore new places and be in new places and like not hate it. Colorado, I know it's not my dream state to live. I don't have to be there to know it, but I know it. Or at least I think I do. Who knows, you know, you never really know, but like I don't think so. But I know I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest. It'll be so much fun. We have some other people we know out there, so it'll be nice to like know some people, as I said earlier. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say. That's like my thoughts. I had the timestamps on this video if you wanted to like skip to certain parts. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment them down below, but I think that's it. I guess I'm gonna end this video here. It wasn't too long, but it was just a quick announcement. Moving vlog will be coming in a few days. If you are new, definitely subscribe. I post on, I say Mondays and Fridays, but generally it's like Monday or Tuesday and Friday. I'm really trying to work on the schedule here. I'm doing pretty good at it. So definitely subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when I post. If you want like the day-to-day updates, my Instagram, go follow. I'll have the highlights for everything for Colorado, for Florida. Like I said, if you have any questions though, leave them in the comments, like this video, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you in the moving vlogs, all right? Here we go, another moving series. This is probably my 4th or 5th one. All right, I'll see you guys in the moving vlogs. I kind of can't believe it, I'm still processing.